You've seen them everywhere. The 25-year-old on Instagram showing off a beachside villa, claiming they earn six figures while they sleep. The YouTuber promising you can quit your job in 90 days with their simple system. The ads telling you rental properties are the key to financial freedom. Here's what nobody's telling you. The majority of people who chase these dreams end up financially worse than when they started. Not slightly worse, significantly worse. I'm not here to sell you anything. No courses, no systems, no secrets. What I'm about to share will either save you years of frustration and thousands of dollars, or it'll completely transform how you think about building real wealth. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Passive income as it's sold to you today is fundamentally broken. And the people making real money, they're not the ones buying the dream. They're the ones selling it. Stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll show you why most passive income strategies fail, who profits from your belief in them, and what the small percentage of successful people actually do differently. Let's start with where this whole illusion began. The dream of money working while you sleep isn't new. It dates back over a century when industrial titans built empires and eventually lived off investments. But here's what gets conveniently erased from every success story. Those fortunes required decades of brutal, hands-on work first. The modern passive income movement really exploded in the late 1990s. Best-selling books promised anyone could escape the rat race with the right formula. The core message was intoxicating. Make your money work for you. Millions of people bought in completely. Then came the 2008 financial crisis. Logic would say it should have killed the passive income dream. Instead, it did the opposite. Unemployment soared, people were desperate, and suddenly the gig economy exploded. Tech platforms rebranded active work as passive opportunity. Your car became a passive asset. Your spare bedroom became rental income. But here's where things get really interesting. By the 2020s, social media algorithms discovered something powerful. Content promising financial freedom generates dramatically more engagement than honest financial education. So platforms started pushing it relentlessly, whether the information was accurate or not. Now we're in an era where AI tools promise fully automated businesses. Influencers pose with rented luxury cars, guaranteeing you can retire in 5 years. The packaging has never been slicker, the promises have never been bolder. But what do these income streams actually require? That's where reality gets brutal. Let's start with rental properties, the classic passive income play. Here's what the gurus don't mention. Recent data shows rental vacancy rates hitting decade highs in many markets. Your passive property sits empty while you're hemorrhaging money on mortgages, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Studies tracking thousands of landlords reveal they spend 20 to 25 hours per month managing each property. Late-night emergency calls, tenant conflicts, regulatory compliance, eviction processes that can drag on for months. That's the opposite of passive. And if you bought property in overheated markets during the low-rate period, many landlords are now watching values drop 15 to 30% while carrying expensive mortgages. Passive income became active financial pain. But rental properties aren't the only illusion. What about dividend investing? Sounds perfect, right? Set it and forget it. Here's the mathematics. After accounting for inflation, typical dividend yields give you roughly 1 to 2% real returns. Want $50,000 annually? You'll need approximately $3 million invested. And that assumes companies don't cut dividends, which happens regularly during downturns. Even simple index fund investing requires active decisions. When do you rebalance? How do you handle market crashes? When markets plunge unexpectedly, countless passive investors panic and sell at the worst possible time, destroying years of gains. Then there's the digital gold rush, online courses, affiliate marketing, content creation. Promoted as create once, earn forever, platform data tells a different story. The vast majority of online courses earn less than $5,000 total. Most earn nothing. Why? Algorithms change constantly, platforms modify policies, content becomes outdated, and you need continuous marketing. Affiliate marketers who built businesses around certain platforms watched commission rates get slashed overnight with no recovery. So, if it's such a trap, why does everyone keep falling for it? Here's the uncomfortable reality. The passive income dream survives because it's incredibly profitable, just not for the people pursuing it. The real passive income flows to those selling you the blueprint. Platforms hosting courses about passive income generate billions in revenue, and the majority comes from courses about making passive income. It's a self-consuming economy. Social media supercharges this exponentially. Aspirational content, someone posing with luxury items promising quick wealth, gets dramatically more reach than accountants giving honest advice. This isn't random. Algorithms amplify what gets engagement. But here's the historical pattern everyone misses. Every generation gets its own version of this illusion. The 1920s had land speculation schemes that wiped out thousands. The 1980s had questionable limited partnerships. The 1990s had multi-level marketing rebranded as residual income. Today, it's AI automation, algorithmic trading, and Web3 royalties. Different packaging, identical trap. So if the vast majority fail, what about those who actually succeed? What separates them? Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Genuine wealth building is never passive at the beginning. It demands massive upfront effort, substantial capital, smart risk management, and typically 5 to 10 years of active involvement before anything approaches passive. Real data shows stock markets return roughly 10% annually long-term, but after inflation, taxes, and fees, your actual return is closer to 4 to 6%. To generate $50,000 annually in sustainable income, you need approximately $1 million invested. How do you get there? Not passively. You earn strategically, save systematically, invest consistently for decades. Tax data reveals that most side hustle earners actually lose money once you factor in all costs, time investment, and opportunity cost. That online store, average yearly profit, under $500. That rental property, after real expenses, average monthly cash flow, under $200, requiring tens of thousands in down payment. The people who actually build sustainable income do three things completely differently. First, they front-load enormous effort. They spend 2 to 5 years building foundations, skills, capital, systems, before seeing any semi-passive returns. That successful content creator, they built an audience for years first. Second, they maintain active oversight. Even legendary investors spend hours daily analyzing and adjusting. Their passive income requires active intelligence. Third, they diversify across genuinely different categories, not just investments, but skills, income types, and markets. Successful earners typically have 6 to 7 different income sources, each taking years to establish properly. They didn't escape work. They multiplied it strategically until systems could run more independently. If you want income that eventually requires less active management, here's the evidence-based approach. Years 1 through 5. Build capital aggressively. Maximize tax-advantaged retirement accounts. Research consistently shows millionaire retirees got there through decades of systematic contributions, not side hustles. Boring, but mathematically proven. Years 2 through 7. Develop high-value skills. A professional earning $150,000 plus builds wealth faster than someone juggling 10 passive schemes earning $300 each. Increase your earning power first. Years 5 through 10, now you can build semi-passive systems. Notice, semi-passive. Successful high earners spent years building, then hired teams to maintain momentum. It's not passive, it's leveraged. Years 7 through 15, this is where rental income, dividend portfolios, and other traditional passive sources enter, but only after the foundation exists. Real estate investment trusts offer solid returns without landlord headaches. Boring, effective. The successful aren't choosing passive over active. They're building income machines that gradually require less direct time. The passive income lie isn't that these income streams don't exist, it's that they're sold as shortcuts when they're actually long roads requiring sustained effort. The real question isn't, how do I make passive income? It's, how do I build sustainable wealth with systems that eventually require less of my time? Most people fail because they want the destination without the journey. They want passive without years of active building. They want freedom without discipline. Here's my challenge. Stop chasing passive income for the next year. Instead, ask, how can I earn more, save systematically, and invest intelligently? Build the foundation first. Semi-passive systems come later as rewards for unglamorous work. The truth might be less exciting than the fantasy, but it's the only path that actually leads somewhere real. Now stop watching videos about passive income and go build something valuable. Subscribe for honest wealth strategies. No rented cars, no fake promises. Comment, what passive income myth almost caught you?